Welcome back to Deducation. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that's often overlooked: the intersection of popular culture, militarism, and imperialism. Exploring research by Dr Marius Kwint on the transformation that popular culture went through during the Industrial Revolution, in order to understand our predicament with the rampant militarization of our culture now. It's going to be an eye-opening journey, so make sure to watch to the end to find out how popular culture is being used to control the working class and promote militarism. And remember, this channel is not for profit, dedicated to all the modern day peacemakers out there. So hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our world-shaping content. Picture this: the Industrial Revolution, a time of profound change, not just in the factories, but in our very culture. To understand today's rampant militarization, we need to rewind to that era. Popular culture went through a metamorphosis, shedding its old skin of elite sanctioned carnival for a more stratified, sanitized, and commercialized form. But how did this transformation set the stage for what we see today? It all started in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, with the rise of the middle class and the associated moral shifts. People began to consume culture differently, and it was during this time that a connection between military affairs and the arts began to take root. These artistic representations gave a face to abstract concepts like nation and destiny. They shaped our collective memory and influenced generations. It's not just about armies showing off their power. The arts have always had a profound impact on how we perceive war. Take Trajan's column in Rome or the Bayer tapestry, for example. They celebrated conquests that became lasting symbols of history. Even modern examples like Jacques-Louis David's Napoleon crossing the Alps embodied the progress of revolution and empire. But before the age of instant imagery in the 19th century with the illustrated press, it was the stage that brought warfare to life for ordinary people. In Renaissance Europe, the theatre was like a news source, keeping people informed about geopolitical events, like the encroachments of Ottoman Islam upon Christendom. Soldiers even had a direct role in 18th century English theatres, being employed to slap down, often with swords drawn, any expression of disloyalty or dissent from members of the audience. The connection between the military and drama worlds was strong, reflecting a society in perpetual war and counter-revolutionary paranoia. One surprising legacy of this connection was the birth of the modern circus. Philip Astley, an English cavalry sergeant, turned his wartime skills into a peacetime spectacle, opening Astley's amphitheatre. His shows were not only thrilling but also tolerated by authorities for their loyalism and martial overtones. Astley even re-enlisted during the French Revolutionary Wars, becoming a celebrity morale booster on the front lines. His son turned war stories into popular melodramas, further solidifying the connection between warfare and entertainment. These shows weren't just entertainment, they were a vital source of information about contemporary conflicts. They fueled patriotism and justified British interventions overseas. Jack Tar, the heroic stereotype, often intervened to save the day, cementing the idea that these conflicts were about British national survival. And while these melodramas championed the underdog, they ultimately supported the social order and the military forces that supported the status quo. It was all part of a strategy to survive in a society rife with censorship and fear of popular sedition. Now, let's talk about language. The way we tell stories today, attributing complex events to individuals and framing them as battles between good and evil, has roots in these melodramas. They paved the way for modern image-based news, often sensational and biased. The melodramas made the everyday experiences of ordinary people noble, even if their ultimate message was conservative. They aimed to legitimize popular culture amid a society undergoing the Industrial Revolution. But here's the twist. The apparent jingoism of popular culture wasn't always a genuine expression of the people's sentiments. It was a commercial strategy to survive and gain the patronage of the ruling class, especially during times of fear like Napoleon's invasion threats of the late 1700s and early 1800s. Popular culture was forced to walk a fine line between appeasing the elite and expressing the will of the masses. It sought patronage and legitimacy, even if it meant embracing a seemingly patriotic facade. To truly understand the dynamics of popular culture, we must recognize its role in naturalizing class relations. It became a tool for managing and controlling the working class population during the Industrial Revolution. The habits and customs of the English were defined by the elites, emphasizing martial preparedness and warlike games. It was all part of molding a united identity in a rapidly changing world. In the end, popular culture's connection to militarism and imperialism is a complex one. It reflects a society's need for control, order, and national narrative, even when that narrative involves conflict and conquest. Dr. Marius Kwint's argument was not only that popular culture was manipulated, but also that we need to understand how its habits of deference were conditioned, suggesting we should come up with our own cultural forms that haven't been whipped into line. So, the next time you see the intersection of popular culture, militarism, and imperialism in today's world, remember that it's a legacy that goes back centuries, shaped by a multitude of elite forces and intentions. That's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the fascinating history of popular culture's relationship with militarism and imperialism. If you have examples of when you've noticed popular culture being used to promote militarism, let us know in the comments. Like and share this video, and remember, we ain't dead yet.